Libra. This is your reading for the beginning of August in 2017. So what we have here today is the first card that we have is the World, which is your inner being. This is a great card. This is a beautiful card, especially for your inner being. So this is where you're at right now. This is beautiful. So we have the World Dancer, and she is in, just like it implies, she's in her own world. You've created a world around you that you're comfortable with. She's naked, which implies that she's very comfortable and she doesn't care. She's dancing. So you may feel like at this time there's naysayers around you, and that's these guys around the edge, the outer edge, but you're protected by your beautiful wreath here. It doesn't matter. You don't care what anyone is saying. You go about your own way, and you've created what makes you feel comfortable, and people aren't always going to understand that, and that's okay. So you need to be able to just, come to terms with that and continue on your way. This can imply actual literal dancing and movement, and maybe you've taken a class recently or something to that degree. So that is what's going on inner. Outer is Wheel of Fortune, which is another great card. This is what you are doing. So this is what you are being right now, and this is what you are doing. And the Wheel of Fortune card is a great card. It's and I'm sorry, also to go back to this is also about completion. The World is about having completed a major life cycle, or a change. So the cool thing is that the Wheel of Fortune card also portends change. And so you have a double, but these are both like major life changes here, major transitions. So in the Wheel of Fortune card, we have change, we have movement, we have expansion and opportunity. The inner part of the card represents like stability, and the outer card represents risk taking. I always feel like this is kind of the go for it card and the good luck card. So luck definitely rides with you with this card. So if you feel like lately maybe you're kind of on edge about making a decision, or you're not sure, I would say that luck rides with you. If you're just worried about the risk, I know things in life are difficult to predict, the outcomes, and we always want to weigh our risk and reward options, but it seems like this card is a very positive card if that's something that you're struggling with right now. So in the rest of the layout here, I have the first card. I know you can't see all of these. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to scoot them over here. In the first position, I have the Justice card reversed. Now, this signifies your past experiences. I don't know if you've gone through a legal battle in the past or recently, or if this just implies that in the past you felt treated unfairly, or that things didn't go your way. You could even be feeling ashamed about some of your past behaviors, and like they weren't true to yourself, and so that can be part of it. But so this is what I feel like your past experience. I don't know if this deals with an actual relationship that you're feeling like justice was not served in that relationship. Again, I don't know if it's on your end or the other person's end. But what's cool is this is Libra. This is your card. This is the card of Libra, Justice, the scales. And so when it's reversed, though, I feel like it's unstable. If this signifies you, if it's that you were unstable in the past, that you haven't had a true grip on where it is you're going and what it is you're doing. And this sword cuts through. The swords are always about cutting through to truth and integrity and intellect. So maybe you feel like you've been lacking in that somewhat in the past. So then this is your past experience. Now this would be your expectations. And this one's interesting because this guy, the pentacles are about material wealth, and they can be about career, they can be about money. He is holding on to everything he's got, and he's almost to the point of like hoarding. He's very protective of what he has. So I'm not sure if right now you're going through a phase where you feel like you need to protect yourself, you need to hold on to what you've got. You're not really willing to share a whole lot. This can be, man, it can be related to like a secret or something that you're, you know, holding on to mentally in that way. It might not necessarily be physically. But then it's funny because he is holding on, and like I said, that the word hoarding sort of pops up in my brain. The next card that we have, the next three cards are about the work that you need to do. And the Tower card is the most work, you know, that you can possibly do as far as inner self and inner work that you could do. This card causes you to, it forces you into that mode. It forces you into getting rid of any false, you know, or bad belief systems or perceptions in the world that you might have. It can even be about ridding your house of junk. And maybe this is a cleansing time for you. I mean, it can be just emotionally, but sometimes it also, and like I said, going hand in hand with this, maybe you need to just purge some shit. And this can be like actual stuff in your house that you need to get rid of. So this is all about purging. This is about things that come up. This forces you to change because you don't want to change. So this is, you're going to hit a wall. You're going to hit something that's going to force you to change. I don't know what that catalyst is exactly, but it's unwanted change, but it's necessary. And not that this is a bad card. I mean, it looks pretty shady, kind of bad, but the positive thing about this card is that it sweeps away the old to make way for the new. So when you're letting go of certain belief systems and you're transitioning away from certain perceptions in your life, and you're cutting out all the old crap, what it does is it's beautiful because it makes way for now new situations and new belief systems and new structure. So it's like tearing down the old structure that didn't have a good foundation to begin with, and rebuilding on a new foundation which is stronger and which is going to help uphold the rest of the tower, so to speak, or your belief systems and what you build upon from that point on. This card is, the twos can sometimes represent the duality of life. It can represent a choice. It can represent, in this card in particular, it can represent travel, or you waiting for something. I feel like you might be waiting, just sitting and waiting for something or someone. And you're going to need to get off your ass a little and do it. Whatever it is. You're going to have to take a stance or make a move one way or the other. Like I said, this can portend travel, and but I feel like this guy is just standing on the shoreline just waiting for his ships to come in. And this can mean that, yeah, your ships are going to come in, but it is in the reverse position, so I feel like there's going to be some delay in whatever it is. So you just need to get on, and you don't want to just sit around and let your energies just wait. So be working on this in the meantime for sure, and don't just sit around and wait for anything. It'll come. Don't let this waiting bind up your energy and cause a blockage for you. And then this is another great card. This is a major card. This portrays an angel, and she's balancing between water and earth. This is about balance and moderation and harmony in all things. And you might be feeling like you need to mix and match certain things to find out what works for you, and that's okay. And sometimes you're going to fail, and sometimes you're going to hit on something, but it really portrays this idea that you're going to be tampering with a lot of different things, and that it definitely balance. So I don't know if you have more than like one thing you're juggling or taking on right now, and this too, like with a decision or with duality and the twos. But this also has, the 2 cups that she's balancing right now, and she's mixing and matching. Maybe there's something in there that you need to find some sense of balance and structure and stability with. But it might take some time, and just be comfortable and okay with the fact that it might take some failures, and that you're going to have to just kind of trial and error this thing a little bit. So I feel like that's what the work is that you're going to have to do right now. That's what you need to work on, being patient, but not sitting and waiting and letting your energy just stagnate. So these two for sure focus, because these are major cards. These are major as well. Justice is a major card as well. So then the outcome, I feel like with this card, I know it looks terrible, and it can mean a literal feeling of being stabbed in the back. But a lot of times these 10s represent the end of a cycle. And you also have that with the Wheel of Fortune card, the end of a cycle. It's also a 10 card. So this is the death of a cycle. This is the death of you in a sense. And then you're going to be reborn after this. That's the beauty of these cards, is that there's always a silver lining in these kind of uglier, darker cards. And I can totally see that with the Tower. I mean, in conjunction with the Tower, when you do all this work, the outcome is, boom, you're dead and reborn. And that's exactly what this card is all about. So just do the work, and I feel like the end of this cycle that you've been in right now, where you feel maybe stagnated a little bit, because these things can be, even though they're inner and outer, it can be what your inner being is longing for. Like if you don't feel like you're actually the world dancer yet, you're this lady, stable and comfortable, then this can be just what you're really, really longing for. And aren't we all, I suppose? But your outer doing needs to be changed. This whole thing is about change and a new cycle. So really embrace that idea, and you're just gonna have to. It's just is what it is. It has to happen. And this card here specifically is going to make sure that shit happens. So the last card, the result, the Knight of Swords, he is reversed, in the reversed position. And this usually portrays like when he's in the reverse position, he's kind of out of control, because this guy is like hell-bent on his mission normally. Look at him. He is just like writing fiercely without caring about what anyone thinks. This is an air sign also, so it can represent you, Libra. But it's all about focus on mental and verbal action. It's analyzation, discrimination, and like measuring everything very critically, because he is part of the swords. He has that sword which cuts through to the core of the matter. But, you know, when he's reversed, I feel like it's more of an unstable situation. And I think what this is trying to say is that the result is, after all this, that you may end up trying to take on more than you can handle. Maybe you're going to run yourself down. You're going to run out of steam. So my suggestion in all this is to balance, really focus on this card right here, this Temperance card, this balance. Balance, balance, balance. Do not push yourself or extend yourself too far. I mean, you want to take on everything, and I feel the same way. I'm an Aquarius, so I totally get that with the air signs, that you see something and you want to go for it, and you just keep adding on more and more projects or ideas and concepts in your life. This can mean that you might act too hastily, and you don't want to get riled up. You know, like people around you maybe are starting to rile you up and questioning where you're going. Just don't let that get away from you, because it can be temper tantrums. Like, it can actually indicate your